speed with stories that are trending now.
Good morning, team. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you.
Sad news this morning, but I'm going to take it away. Good morning, guys. I like to say that TVC has a finger on the pulse and an eye on the streets. And if it's trending, me and the team are definitely going to be dissecting it on here. In our first story, the Nigerian Senate has suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan for 6 months following her sexual harassment allegation against Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Now, this suspension was announced during Thursday's plenary, and it came after a recommendation from the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petitions. Nigerians from all corners of the country, class, and creed are reacting to the decision of her suspension. Let's take a look at some of the reactions that are trending on social media. We all watched with bated breath yesterday. Senator Shehu Sani says, when I publicly disclosed the salaries and allowances of the senators, it nearly earned me a 6-month suspension, if not for divine intervention, Saraki, and Ekwere Madu's immediate rescue. Just know that if you are there and you blow the whistle too loudly, you will be on your own. No senator will bring him head or neck to support you. Bashir Al-Rufai says, it is important to note that the Nigerian Senate does not have the power nor the legitimacy to suspend a sitting senator. It is illegal. This is a standalone tweet. And finally, okay, that's all we have for now. But I will say this is very interesting because the Senate President just on Wednesday did pledge his unwavering support for a bill that seeks to create special seats for women. And he said this during a Commonwealth parliamentary meeting from a delegation from the Commonwealth. And so it's clear to see that he's trying to perhaps make amends or show us that he has support and love for women. But I will also say this. There's been a lot of sensibility politics, you know, what should be expected of a woman. You know, is Senator Natasha, was she too brash in her approach? But we must ask ourselves, do we hold ourselves to the same standard as we hold men and women? What do you guys think about this?
Okay, for me, I would say if she had made her case and left it there, it would have been nice. And if you want to go to war, look, you go with an army, you don't go alone. Right now, it's as if she's standing alone and the knocks are coming and she's not having the kind of support she expects. Maybe she expected to have. It's unfortunate, but she should use the 6 months to try settle things with the hierarchy of the Senate, and maybe it will be reduced to 3 months or 2.
Or less. Or less. Or 14, you know, as stipulated. But then the thing is, some people are taking this emotionally. I think it's more procedural than what is supposed to be personal, you know, between herself and the Senate President. Some were saying that the Senate President ought to have recused himself. He shouldn't have been a judge in his own case. But it's about the issue that happened on the floor of the National Assembly, not on the sexual harassment and all of that. So if you have someone, she now appears to be like a loner in this regard, because we didn't have any other senator, as far as I know, you know, throwing his weight behind her. So I think, well, the Senate President also read out an item of the resolution that maybe she should be allowed to ask for forgiveness, write an apology letter, and then probably they will reduce the suspension. We hope that she will do that soon.
Well, in all of this, I still see that there is a win, because right now the Senate has come with something special with regards to women having special seats. So that's a win for her. She fought and she has gotten that. So how does she build on that, on that moving forward, and also ensuring that these whole matter of her private matter between she and the Senate President does not overshadow her constitutional duties. Now she has 6 months. What goes on behind the scene to addressing any other issue will be crucial to how her constituents are viewing her role in the Senate moving forward. I am just hoping that this does not have any implication on her political career in the future.
Yes, I agree with you. Some people have said that she's just committed career suicide, but we watch and wait. But we must remember that to every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Moving on now, in our next story, President Bola Tinubu has approved a subsidy on kidney dialysis, reducing the cost from 50,000 naira to 12,000 naira in select federal medical institutions across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones. Now, participating hospitals include FMC Ebute Metta in Lagos, FMC Jabi Abuja, UCH Ibadan, FMC Owerri, and UMTH Maiduguri. Now, this initiative was first launched in January at Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital in Bauchi. This move aims to ease the financial burden on kidney disease patients, and it could make life-saving treatment more accessible to Nigerians who are battling with the increasingly high cost of healthcare. This story really highlights to me how important the work that NAFDAC and the NDLEA are doing. People are dying every day and going on dialysis from ingesting fake drugs. So it's clear that they are doing very important work. 35 patients in Bauchi have already benefited from this scheme. You know, a hospital has been given 900 dialyzers and I think 9 dialysis machines as well. So this is great news, and I'm happy to hear it. I'm going to take some social media commentary now. Bolaji says, the federal government has done its part. Now it's left to your parents, brothers and sisters working in the aforementioned hospital not to start selling slots or giving the slots to their families. Very, very important. Mara says, thank you, President Tinubu, for this kind gesture. This will definitely go a long way to assist Nigerians battling kidney failure. And finally, HRH Banker says, this is awesome. I love good news like this. Finally, in my final story, barely a month after his appointment as the new Alaafin of Oyo, Abimbola Owode has returned to Nigeria from Canada to undergo traditional rites ahead of his official coronation. In a viral video, Owode was seen arriving at Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, on Wednesday evening, and he was accompanied by his beautiful wife. He was warmly received by Idris Arigbe, the special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Tourism, Arts and Culture, alongside a very vibrant and colorful display of drummers and traditional dancers. Now, the incoming Alaafin actually has a lot of exposure. His background is in real estate, financial services, and energy. And so I think the challenge that he will face will be to merge his Western experience and his Western business acumen with deep-seated tradition. But let's see what Twitter is saying, or shall I say X. Kola says, we hope Oba Owode won't be like all these Tokumbo kings who don't value our culture and tradition. A laughing stool is so important to the Yoruba race, and it has to be protected by a king who knows more about our culture. Dami says, I don't know if this is about me, but something feels off seeing young people being Alaafin Oyo and Oni of Ife. It seems as though they are not worth it. I don't know how to explain, but it feels like, is this their Alaafin? I think that's a you problem, Dami. I think people should be judged for their leadership and not their age. But I'd love you guys to weigh in on this. We have the president who has just made life so much easier for people who are struggling with kidney disease, and we also have a new Alaafin.
What I like is the subsidy that Mr. President just instituted. Dialysis is not what anybody wants to have to do. You know, kidney diseases are they are not fair to you as a human being. They are not fair to your wallet, your family, your emotions, and all that. And Mr. President just gave it a new lease of life for people suffering from kidney disease. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Two things happened yesterday that I can't recall. The president, ensuring that 774 or more those who participated in the fellow something that has to do with healthcare, gained automatic employment. I think we talked about during the newspaper review. That's kudos to the president, ensuring that that will definitely go a long way in reducing the unemployment rate we have in the country. And for dialysis, we know that some of these federal medical centers, what they do not necessarily allow, make healthcare easily accessible to people who really need them. So for the president to have done this, I would also advise those monitoring team to ensure that this definitely is followed through so that we won't have corruption on this at the end of the day, because we need our people to stay alive. Thank you so much, Mr. President, for this.
that underlying word corruption is crucial. We need to address that in the course of this matter, because one of the things that hampers progress with whatever policies we are putting in place as a government, as a people, and as a country is where corruption now begins to challenge the results we want to see at the end of the day. And I hope that we put our foot on the ground to ensuring that the people who need this actually get it at the end of the day. Thank you, Mr. President. And for the new Alaafin who will be installed in a month's time, there are those who have said that the cases against him, the legal matters against him and all of it, and the governor has said, you know what, that is not going to stop his coronation. So we wish him all the best as he takes his seat.
Absolutely. Would you like to join in on our conversation? Would you like to chime in? Do you have an interesting perspective? Please tag us with the hashtag trending now on TVC on any social media platform. I promise you, we are listening, guys.
Amide.
You're welcome.
And just to reiterate the story we brought you, that's the breaking news we brought